What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Toon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck is an extremely nostalgic deck that's super fun to be able to play and OTK your opponent with. I've included all sorts of spicy tech cards in this build for you guys, so without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Toon Blackluster Soldier. This card is our main boss monster that we're summoning all the time in this deck. This card has a crazy powerful effect, and it cannot be normal summoner set. It must first be special summoned from your hand by choosing Toon monsters from your hand or field whose total level equal 8 or more, making it super easy to summon out to your side of the field. And also, while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monster, this card can attack your opponent directly, which all of your Toon monsters share that common effect. And also, once per turn, if you control Toon World, you can target one card on the field and banish it, but this card cannot attack the turn you activate that effect. We then play 3 copies of Toon Dark Magician. Toon Dark Magician is an amazing 3-of in the deck. This card has a crazy powerful effect that once per turn, you can discard a Toon card to activate one of these effects. Either special summon a Toon monster from your deck, accept a copy of Toon Dark Magician, ignoring its summoning conditions, or add a Toon spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is a really powerful effect for this card to have. It can instantly special summon Toon Blackluster Soldier directly from your deck. We then play 2 copies of Red Eyes Toon Dragon. This card is a great 2-of in the build that we can actually summon off of the Black Stone of Legend, which is crazy. But this card has the ability that you can actually special summon any Toon monster you want from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions once per turn, except another copy of itself, which is a really cool ability. We then play 2 copies of Toon Harpy Lady. This card is great to be able to play in the deck because this card can actually special summon itself and pop a spell or trap, which is super cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of the Black Stone of Legend. The Black Stone of Legend is a really cool 3-of in this build because you can actually tribute this card to be able to special summon out Red Eyes Toon Dragon directly from your deck, which is a really cool ability, making this card one of the best normal summons in the entire build. We then play 3 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. This is a going second build of Toons, but this card is amazing to be able to summon to your side of the field, to be able to just instantly spot remove cards off the field, search another copy of itself, and just overall have a great board breaker in the build. Plus, we play a lot of level 7s in the build, so it helps you make rank 7 plays. We then play 3 copies of Lava Golem. Lava Golem is really good because basically the only normal summon we really have in the deck is the Black Stone of Legend, so Lava Golem comes in really handy to hand it over to your opponent's monsters and then take this card back with a copy of Comic-Con, which is hilarious to be able to do. I love doing that, and it's just really cool to be able to do, to be able to attack your opponent with a 3,000 attack point Lava Golem after you've already outed 2 of their monsters. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's a great 3-of just to basically stop your opponent from touching the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Terraforming. Terraforming is really good as a 1-of in the deck because you want to be able to get to your copy of Toon Kingdom extremely quickly. We then play 2 copies of Comic Hand. I almost played 3 copies in this build, but this card is just really good in the deck because this card is basically Snatch Steal, because if you control Toon World, you can equip this card to an opponent's monster and take control of it, and it's treated as a Toon monster, and if your opponent controls no Toon monster, it can attack your opponent directly. And a Toon World is not on the field, destroy this card. This card is crazy powerful in the deck that you basically have an in archetype Snatch Steal. Being able to just take control of your opponent's monsters is crazy powerful, and you get to keep it, and it can attack directly. This card is one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck. We then play 3 copies of Toon Table of Contents. Toon Table of Contents is basically the Rhoda for the deck that'll let you add a Toon card or a copy of a Manga Reran from your deck to your hand, but you're always adding a Toon card from your deck to your hand. We then play 3 copies of Toon Bookmark. Toon Bookmark is 3 more copies of Rhoda in the deck, bringing it to 6 searchers in the deck, which is just crazy. But this card has the ability that you get to add a Toon World or one card that specifically lists the card Toon World and its text from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Bookmark. And if Toon World that you control would be destroyed by card effect, you manage this card from your grave instead, giving you some protection for your copy of Toon Kingdom. We then play 3 copies of Toon Kingdom. Toon Kingdom is a definite 3-of in the build. We don't play Toon World. This is our Toon World. This card has the ability, when this card is activated, you manage the top 3 cards of your deck face down. And this card's name becomes Toon World while in the field spell zone. And your opponent cannot target Toon monsters that you control with card effects. And if a Toon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you banish 1 card from the top of your deck face down for each of those monsters instead that you're trying to protect, which is super cool. But this card is an amazing card in the deck and is a really awesome field spell. We then play 3 copies of Toon Page Flip. Toon Page Flip is so cool, and this card has the ability, if you control a copy of Toon World, you reveal any 3 Toon monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks 1 for you to special summon, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, you shuffle the rest back into the deck, which is really good to be able to reveal your copy of Red Eyes Toon Dragon, Toon Dark Magician, and Toon Blackluster Soldier off this card's ability, which is just amazing that it instantly will special summon out 1 of those monsters to your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is really good in the deck because it helps you dig into the deck to get to the exact card that you need. And this card is really amazing in this build. It will make your opponent take half damage, but it's still a really good card in this deck. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing a single trap, and that's going to be 1 copy of Toon Terror. To be honest with you guys, I almost dropped this card for a 3rd copy of Comic Hand, but it's still really good if you do get pushed to go first to have this counter trap in the build. Then when a spell trap or a monster effect is activated while you control both Toon World and a Toon monster, negate the activation if you destroy that card, making this card basically an Infernity barrier for the deck. This card is really good as a 1-of in the build, but I am playing a going second build for Toons, which is why I did consider dropping this card to be able to play a 3rd copy of Comic Hand. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, guys, we're going to start with a single copy of Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation. This card is an amazing 1-of boss monster that's super easy to summon in the deck and is really good because you can pop multiple cards on the field with this card's ability. Plus, this card says that this card cannot attack for the rest of the turn after you activate this card's ability, but it doesn't say you can't attack before you activate its effect. So you can attack with this card first, then activate its effect during the main phase 2, which is super cool. We then play a single copy of Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. Draco Sack is really good in the deck because it does generate us tokens so that we can actually link summon in this deck, which is super cool to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Big Eye because Comic Hand is just not enough taking our opponent's monsters. We have to play Big Eye as well. This card is great because it can take control of an opponent's monster, which is really cool, and we get to keep it permanently. We then play a single copy of Double A Zeus to board wipe the field. You don't summon this all that often, but it's still really good in case your opponent deals with Toon World and you still have a Toon on your side of the field. You can basically make this card on top of any XZ. We then play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon's just great to be able to play in just about any deck and is really good in this build. We then play a single copy of Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur is great because this card is a walking negate, and you can basically just normal summon Ash out to your side of the field with any level 7 to be able to make this card to have a walking negate, which is super cool to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. We can make it in this deck with any one of our Link 2 monsters plus an IP Masquerade to basically make this card invincible, which is crazy. You then play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code's great in this deck as a 1-of to be able to just pop cards on the field, plus it gets absolutely massive when you summon it. 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff. 1 copy of Selene because it's very easy to put spellcasters in the graveyard and then climb into an Access Code, which is really cool to be able to do. 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix to pop spells and traps. 1 copy of the Dark Charmer because we do play a lot of dark monsters in the deck, and it's really good to be able to revive one of our opponent's monsters to be able to climb into Selene, and then basically use Celine to bring back our copy of Toon Dark Magician, and then step into a copy of Access Code. We then play a single copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is great in just about any deck. You can replace this card if you want to with Nightmare Cerberus. That is an option for you guys if you want to do that, or any other card like a copy of Flare Metal is an option for you guys if you want to change it out for a more budget option. But this card is a double interruption, which is why we play this card in the deck. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is really good in the deck to be able to make, because you can make SP Little Knight your copy of Nightmare Unicorn or your copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax during the opponent's turn. We then play a single copy of Relinquished Anima, because you guys know it wouldn't be a Pegasus deck without a Relinquish card, and this card is amazing. It's just upside down Relinquish, but this card is really good because it can actually basically eat one of your opponent's monsters that it points to, which is really good. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Toons before, I highly recommend it. It's super fun. It's extremely cool to be able to just basically tribute over your opponent's monsters with Lava Golem and take it with Comic Hand. Comic Hand is a hilarious card. And plus, there's always hope for Toon support because any card can be turned into a Toon. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.